We've seen this in drone forums before. Can you use a microphone on your drone? And while it does yield hilarious yet terrifying results, it's generally not a good idea. Sure, you could hang one from the drone and try to use it that way, but what you can do is use your drone as a cameraman. You can just wear a lapel mic and record yourself with your drone and then use Adobe's AI to remove that sound. Another advantage of this is being able to put your drone somewhere that maybe you couldn't put your camera. Say you can't set a tripod up because you are over water. This wouldn't be possible if you were using a tripod, unless you like rented a boat and it's gonna be bobbing up and down. All right, before you guys jump into the comments and say, this is the dumbest idea you've ever seen, maybe you're right. It's not always practical. However, there are some times when this would be useful. Say you want to do like a big reveal or even an FPV1 take, even though those props are a little louder, so you'd have to have the drone a little further away. But there are applications for this. So to get started, what you'll need to do is take your clip and trim some of the fat off of it, because you don't want to have Adobe try to enhance, say, a 20-minute recording that you only need a minute or two out of. Now, ideally, all the audio clips are done at once, so the enhance is similar, so you don't kind of get this weird tone to your voice. So you get those trimmed and into one clip, and then we'll go right over to Adobe AI. Once we're here, all we have to do is drag our clip over, drop it, and then wait a couple minutes. This usually doesn't take very long. I've noticed like a minute, sometimes 5. If it's really long, now the clip is processed, you can either preview it from here. We've seen this in drone forums before. Can you use a microphone? Sounds pretty good. And then hit download. So right off the bat, it's not always perfect. So I like to take it into Audition and dress it up a little bit more. The first thing we're going to do is see if there's any noise left in this at all. We've seen this in drone forums before. Can you use a microphone on your drone? I can hear just a little bit right here. So what I'm going to do is go to Effects, Noise Reduction, and then we're going to capture a noise print. So again, the AI is pretty incredible that it was able to remove that much noise. I mean, let's listen before. And then use Adobe's AI to remove that sound. And then let's listen after. And then use Adobe's AI to remove that sound. That's just with the AI, but there's still a little bit of a buzz in there. So using this noise reduction, where we can actually capture a noise print in Adobe Audition, we'll go in here and select a portion which has the drone sound and nothing else, right? Capture noise print, and then we'll set this to about 63 and right there, and hit apply. Now you actually see these waveforms have dropped off a little bit, and where the noise was before is mostly gone. We've seen this in drone forums before. Can you use a microphone on your drone? That's a lot better. So now I'm going to go ahead and run a preset, which is just a few equalizers to clean it up a little bit. We've seen this in drone forums before. Can you use a microphone on your drone? And what? Seems to make it quite a bit better. All right, once we have this finished, we can go ahead and save or export. So I'm just going to export this and put this under Final. That works. So now we just take it into Premiere. And this is the part where I actually made a mistake in this video. I did not give myself a clap intro or any kind of signal to help sync up the footage. You know, when you're using a drone and there's no microphone at all, you don't have a scratch track to match with. So make sure you do some kind of a clap, give yourself 2 or 3, and maybe do them every once in a while. Or if you have the ability to record audio on, say, the old DJI FPV drone, then you can use that as a scratch track. But in this case, we did not have that. So I actually had to go in and look for parts where I could sync this up. I'll leave links in the description of this video to show you where you can use that Adobe Enhance software completely free. And you don't necessarily need to have Adobe Audition. Personally, it worked out nice for us, but from my understanding, you could just go on there and use that and it'll be enough. A few little final tips and thoughts I want to throw out there. You can't use the microphone on the drone like we showed earlier on. It just doesn't work. There's too much noise. The AI is not that good. There's pretty much nothing there. However, you can use the microphone on yourself and then have the drone further away and be used as a cameraman. There's a lot of unique creative things you could do with that process. It's not always practical. A lot of times a regular camera is definitely going to be the better way. The editing is a little tedious, but it's not that bad. The other thing to think about is FPV. This would be really cool for FPV1 takes, but keep in mind the Mavic 3 is quite a bit quieter than most FPV drones, not all. And if you have a Cinewhoop, they tend to have a louder, higher pitch noise. We've tested that a little bit. It doesn't work as well if the drone is really close, but you can get usable audio if you have the drone kind of far away. By the way, this entire video has been edited using Adobe AI. It's actually pretty noisy right now, and I have the window open and we have traffic and everything else going by. It's pretty impressive how well this works. If you guys have any questions, make sure you leave those in the comments. And if you have any creative ideas for things you can do using this kind of setup, I would love to hear about them. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.